Hello, and okay, we're going to look at Trooper. This might be a pretty long video. There's a lot going on here, but hopefully I can explain it to you the best I can, and just go ahead and give me a like and a follow, and I can help you maybe with some of these other ones as well. So let's get started. Alright, so this is our default sound. Okay, cool. And right here's your oscillators. You have 3 of them, which one can be used as like an effect, and I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, in a while. So you have your triangle, you have your saw, you have your shark tooth, and you have your pulse waves. So we're just going to keep this on default for now. If you want to use your second oscillator, just put your volume up on your second oscillator. And here we have a triangle, but we're going to go ahead and put it to a pulse wave, and you'll be able to hear both of them at once. Or maybe a shark tooth. Or maybe a reverse sawtooth. Okay, you can hear it a little better there. But for now, we're going to keep that at 0. I'll create an instrument after this, but for now, there's a lot going on. So you have a lot of stuff. Okay, here's your third LFO, or not your LFO, third oscillator. Put it up, and we'll just lower this one, and this will be a triangle, and so you'll hear a triangle. Okay. You have your octaves, so you can set your octave on any of these here. So here you go. Or lower. So low that you can't hear it, right? So there you have that. You have your semi, which is like your tuning, and you can't really I mean, you could use it. I've used it, but it makes the notes kind of wonky, but I mean, you get some cool noises out of it. You know, you can make your instrument sound deeper, heavier, whatever, you know. So let's do that now. Let's put this to a sawtooth. Okay. Okay, so that's that, and that's for both of these. And then, of course, I didn't leave this out. You have your white noise and your pink noise, and if you go to the right, you have your pink noise. If you go to your left, you have your white noise. Okay, now right here we have a modulation thing going on here, and this gets weird, I guess. So that's right, it's for modulation wheel. ALFO modulation wheel. So we'll mess with that in a little bit. So you have your ARP. I'm not going to get too into it because I know a lot of you know how to use ARPs, but you have your octaves, you have your up down, down up, random, you know. You have your different speeds. So then you have your gate, and I'm assuming you know what that is, but you know, I'll go ahead and show you. Okay, there you have that. You can hold or you can latch. So if you just press a note, it'll hold the note, and if you latch, so latch, you can play additional notes. So let's do hold again. Okay, so it'll hold the note for you. And latch, you can play one note after another, and it'll just keep playing. So what else do we have here? We have we'll get to the texturizer in a second. We have our legato, which is which I think you can tell in here. So let's turn this off. Turn the ARP off. Well, it should make a smoother sound in between notes, but I can't really tell with such a sharp thing. It's very hard to tell. I just know in you know, like Korg on DS, like the legato is for having smoother note transition. It's kind of like that. Maybe it's something else in this, but in this case I can't really work with that. So you have poly. So poly makes you play multiple notes at once, and if you turn it off, you just one note at a time. And this is with poly. Okay, then you have your glide. And you can see how that works. Okay, now let's get to the big gun here. This is the filter module. And let's see what we can do here. You have your tracking, which is, if you have your tracking on, you can mess with your tracking. So I'll go forward a couple octaves. Oops. I am going forward a couple octaves, okay? Why isn't it working? Okay, hold on. Interesting. Alright, I figured this out earlier, so we can mess with it in a little bit. Hold on. Let's do frequency. Okay, so the tracking messes with the frequency, the resolution, and the amount, I assume. So let's go forward. Okay, so frequency, tracking. Let's get our reso up here. So. Then you have your amount. Let's go ahead and lower the octave. Okay, and then this is where I had trouble with for the longest time. So you have your attack, you have your decay. This is attack, this is decay, this is sustain, and this is your release. So these I don't have a problem with. But for some reason, this release I had so much trouble with. Usually release is like the amount of time it takes for the note to decay. As you can see, it's doing nothing. But it's actually in tandem with this release. So if I put this release up, and then I put this release down to 0, so, and then I'll move it up. Kind of changes the tone a little bit, so. You see how they kind of affect each other? I lower this one, and now that one's like shortening. I'll put it back up. I'll lower this one. Okay, I'll put it up again. Fades longer. Put it down. Let's go ahead and move the attack up. Move the decay up. Keep the stain up. As you can see, you make some cool effects with it. So let's go ahead and reset this back to 0. Well, we'll keep some tracking on it, and we'll keep some frequency cut off, and we'll keep some resolution, and we'll put the amount up by a little bit. Okay, we'll keep that. We'll turn off our release because it makes it for a very annoying thing. So, yeah, you can hear my dog in the background. That's okay. Alright, so with that, we are moving on to this LFO here. I believe this is the modulation LFO. And basically, you turn this on. You go. Let's go to our LFO. No, let's go to our modulation now. So let's go to modulation, and we'll just move this up by 50%. That by 50%, and we'll turn it off. Okay. So this should be working if I put this up. What? It was working. It was working today. I don't know. There it goes. Actually, no, that's using this as the AFLO. How did I get this to work earlier? Let's see. Let's try to... let's mess with Where's the modulation? This took me a while to figure out. I guess it's going to take me a while to figure it out again. You can learn with me. So I know if I turn on the filter. Let's take a look at the modulation again. Mod wheel, 50/50 LFO, envelope. Maybe I have to mess with the envelope as well. That's probably it. So let's I think this and this kind of work in tandem. So let's mess with this. Let's turn this on real quick. Oh no, there it goes. It's working now. Okay. So that's when you turn up your mod wheel, which is right here. So this is your mod wheel, this is your pitch wheel. That's standard with all keyboards. Unless you have a touchpad like my little Korg here, then it'll be like crossways for pitch bend, and I think up and down for mod wheel. I don't know. But that's your mod for that. And then you have your envelope here, which we can tie into this, or you can tie into your filter. So let's put this up and let's turn this off. And so you can make this your AFLO. Or you can make this your filter. So we'll do AFLO with this. And let's see if I do this. Gets a little confused. That's fine. Do this. Pretty cool sound. Let's turn them off now. You have 1. You have 2. So this is oscillator 1 and 2. This must be oscillator 1 and 2. Mod oscillator 1 and 2. Okay. And these are also mod oscillator 1 and 2. Okay. So you can modulate your oscillators over here. That's one thing I didn't read in the manual, and I just learned it right now. So we're learning together, I guess. All right. And down here you have Get 6, which is like a power oomph. It's really good. This is what it sounds like without. This is what it sounds like with. So there's that. And then you have your texturizer, which we're going to get to right now. And this is a fun one. So this is what it sounds like without. And this is what it sounds like with. Very cool sound. You make your stuff sound punchier and great, more textured. That's why it's called texturizer. It's a great little thing there. Then you have your delay, and we should all know how a delay works, right? Let's put these both the same, left and right, I believe. No, delay time. Delay time, okay. We can lower this by a lot, actually, because echoing and reverb and all that stuff kind of messes with my talking into the mic. So let's test it. Put the mix up. All right, we can raise it a little bit. So there we go. And let's mess with the feed. Very cool. All right, a couple of the little things that we are adding. So we have track, which we used here, which this track will turn off the ALFO, and since it's the only one I'm using right now, it's just going to play one note all around the board. So if I turn tracking on, it'll work. You have tracking up here, and what this will do is it should track higher the higher you go. So let's go up higher notes. Obviously I need the mod wheel up, I believe, so maybe not. It's being weird. Maybe I have to turn one of these on, don't I? Alright, so let's turn it on the AFLO. And as I go down, it should just go down, I think. A better way to test this is if I just turn it off and on, right? You see? So the tracking makes it, it's hard to explain. Someone explained it to me before, but it completely blew my mind. So I don't remember anymore. But it makes the notes higher pitch, I guess, and more staccato, I think. Yeah, increases the rate of like everything. So there's that. And then I believe we covered everything. You have your mod wheel for your oscillator one here too as well. Let's go down. Oh yeah, you gotta actually turn your mod wheel on for your sound oscillator on for it to work, right? And then we'll lower that, and we'll bring this one up, and we'll make that a sawtooth, and we'll turn on 2. Okay, so that's the whole board. That's everything. So with that, let's go ahead and click here, start a new initiate here, and then we'll make one real quick, hopefully. So we'll have a shark tooth, and we'll have an octave down. I want to go for something heavy, so maybe this will be a triangle. No. This will be a sawtooth. Bring the volume up, and we'll make it a little bit louder, and we'll put this up an octave. And then we'll turn on our middle oscillator, and we'll make this a sine, I guess, and we'll bring it up to 3. See how that sounds. Okay, these are an octave too high, so let's bring this down. Okay, we got something like that. I don't want to mess with the filter because I'm making this quick and you can get lost in the filter. So let's move this up. Noise oscillator 1. Turn off poly. We won't mess with the mod wheel, actually. We'll turn that down. Let's get a texturizer on there. All right, let's get an E-Spirit on there. Sounds good. Let's get some attack on it. We'll throw our ALFO on here. I forget this is a modulation thing. We'll go ahead and turn that off. We don't need that. What about this? Yeah, mod on ought to work. We'll just do this. We'll do 1 and oscillator 2. And we'll bring them out up. It sounds like horrible. Let's make it funky. Let's do a sawtooth here and make a reverse saw here. All right, I think I'm done. Should I go through the filter with you guys? Let's try it. Let's go ahead and try the filter. So let's turn on our filter for this. So let's play it. Alright, so we're going to leave tracking alone. We're going to bring our frequency up. Resolution up. Alright, I think we're good now. I think we've messed with it enough. Let's go ahead and put the lower octaves on. That's one octave down on my keyboard, so you're better off just, playing in your standard default. This is really low as it is, so. So you have your cool notes, and let's go ahead and save this. I'll call it a trembling bass, I think. So we'll go initiate, and then down here you have your add a song, resave a song, initiate, and the rest I'm not too sure. Just moving songs. I imagine this is moving songs around or something, or deleting songs. Yeah, I haven't really messed with this little editing part. Maybe rename a song, move a song. I don't know. But let's go ahead and hit new song. This right here obviously is for, making new banks. So you name a bank, delete a bank, share a bank. So let's go ahead and save this as trembling bass. And with that, it is saved. So you can always save the song again. So changes save to trembling bass. You can do initiate, which will start you from 0, and then I'll play. And let's see what the A does. Please select a preset to rename. Okay, yeah, rename. Please select a preset to move. Okay. I don't want to delete this, so let's click it and then. Okay, cool. All right. And that's share. That's obviously the universal sign for share. I don't know what this Joker thing is. Maybe it's randomize. Yeah, it randomly selects one. So let's go to Jake Sense again, and we'll go back to trembling bass. Then you have your shop and your search and your refresh, I guess, and then that's that. So with that, I think I'm done, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, and I hope this helped you, and remember to give me a like and a follow, and I'll talk to you later.